this is Pranav. In this video, we're gonna see how to checkmate your opponent with your king and your queen, and your opponent is just having his king. Now first, I'll place this king in the middle so that it will take some time to checkmate your opponent and push him to the corner. Even though if this king was at the corner, it will be very easy to checkmate him. And I'll show you how to checkmate your opponent if its king was at the corner. First, we'll play Queen A7, stopping this king from escaping from this rank. Then this is a forced move, and the king can only go to G8. And we'll just follow where he goes. If he goes backwards, backwards. And at one stage, he will get checkmated like this. So this checkmate was done in a very short period of time. But if this king was in the middle, you need to use some techniques. Make a note that you don't want to draw because we are having a king and a queen, except your opponent is just having a king. You have to notify two draws in this position. The first one is known as 50 more rule. 50 more rule means that you didn't checkmate your opponent within 50 moves and they will declare this as a draw. The second one is stalemate. Stalemate will look like this. So stalemate means like that you're not attacking your opponent's king, but the king cannot move anywhere because this queen is blocking it. To make it clear, I will show you how to compare checkmate and stalemate. Checkmate means like this. So you're attacking your opponent as well as controlling these two squares and not allowing your opponent to go to any of them. But stalemate will look like this. Stalemate means really you're not attacking your opponent, but the king cannot move anywhere, and they'll declare this as a draw. So going back, there are two techniques that you have to follow to win this game. The first one is known as cutoff. Cutoff means you're controlling a part of a board and not allowing your opponent to come to the other part of the board, and he can only play in this part of the board. If he goes over here, I'll just capture his king. And cutoffs can be done in files and ranks. So for ranks means if you go over here, we'll just capture this king. And files will look like this because we're controlling these four squares, these four files. And when the king goes over here, we can just capture this king. So let's see. And let's just say I'm choosing rank, and let's just say the king moves over here. And well, let's see. This is exactly where you have to use the second technique. The second technique is known as cutoff squares. Imagine this king is a knight. How could a knight go? Let's see. 0, 1, 2, change. This square, 0, 1, 2, change. This square. So these two squares and these two squares, similarly these two squares and these two squares, which makes 8 squares in all. Yeah, you have to choose one of those squares. I will choose this square, which is one of the 8 cutoff squares. Then if the king moves over here, we'll move over here. Moves over here, move over here. Move over here, move over here. If the king moves over here, we will move over here. We'll move over here. If the king moves over here, we'll move over here. And when the king moves over here, you don't want to place this queen over here because it will turn out as a stalemate. As you see, this king cannot move anywhere because the queen is controlling it, but there is no attack on the king. Even if the position is like this, well, let's see. The pawn cannot move because this pawn is blocking it. This white pawn is blocking it. And the king cannot move anywhere because the queen is controlling these 3 squares, and they'll declare this also a stalemate. So to avoid this thing, we'll forget about this queen for a while, and the king can just roam over here. So I'll play over here. We'll play over here. We'll follow this pattern for a while, and when the king reaches over here, we'll play queen to b7, and this will be a checkmate. Remember, I didn't use my king for a while. Because if we just were playing throwing checks on the king, the king can just escape and sometimes turn into a stalemate. So you need a win, right? To make a win, you need a friend to support it and to checkmate it. Anyways, in this kind of position, you don't need a friend, because if you just place your queen in e4, it'll be a checkmate because the king cannot move anywhere because his own friends are blocking the way of the king. But when the board is open like this, you need a friend like this, because the king cannot just move away because this board is open. So these are all the stuff you need to learn in this king and queen ending. So we'll record all the stuff that you have to remember. First one, cutoff. It's your choice, cutoff files or ranks. Second one, cutoff squares. Move your queen to a cutoff square as fast as possible, but when the king reaches the corner, do not move your queen to a cutoff square. And finally, to checkmate your opponent, you need a friend when the board is open. I hope you understand. To learn more chess, like, share, and subscribe. Kalam Palagir.